This meeting is being recorded.
Hi, this is Stuart Nachbar with Educated Quest. With me today is Lieutenant Commander Anthony Borruso, Associate Director of Admission for the United States Coast Guard Academy. I met Tony at a counselor's conference. We had a very nice conversation, and I thought that my readers would like to know a little more about a military service academy that you don't hear as much about. It's not like there's a high-profile Coast Guard Merchant Marine Academy football game or something on television, but people encounter the Coast Guard, especially if they live in a state like New Jersey or Connecticut, where the Academy is located, in this case, New London, which is a Marine community shared with Connecticut College, an excellent liberal arts school. Tony, thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate this. I know there's summer programs going on and prospective students visiting, so I know it's a busy time.
Yeah, no, it's my pleasure. It was nice to meet you at the conference, and I'm definitely happy to, as you said, get the word out about one of the lesser known military academies. So definitely a hidden gem here in New London.
Who would be a good fit to become a new cadet at the Coast Guard Academy?
Sure. So I would say, somebody that is service-minded, somebody that has kind of a STEM focus in their academics. We do have a variety of majors, but the curriculum is focused on that kind of core STEM base. And then somebody who's, a leader, whether that's in their community, on their sports team, in their school, in their student body, in their place of employment, however they get that leadership. That's really what we're looking for. Somebody that's physically and academically fit, and then, a prospective leader in the Coast Guard, because that's really, the point of this 4-year education is not only to get you a Bachelor of Science degree, but it's also to train you as a professional mariner and a leader of people in the Coast Guard and our humanitarian missions.
Now, the Coast Guard Academy has gone quite far to recruit women as well as men. What is the balance now between men and women at the Academy?
Right. As a whole, it's just about 60-40 men to women. And this incoming class is actually even better than that. So 43% women in the incoming class of 2026 here that'll report in just over a week. So
over time, do you believe it'll be 50-50?
I think it will be. And that's one of the advantages of the Coast Guard as a service is there's no limitations in terms of jobs or positions for men versus women. Everybody can do every job and be in every position. So we actually, for those who haven't seen the news, we have our first female commandant of the Coast Guard. The head of the Coast Guard, the admiral that leads the service, was just appointed here in the past few weeks. And she is the first female service chief across all military services in the U.S. So pretty historic moment there.
How should a high school sophomore or junior prepare for admission to the Academy?
Sure. So I would say definitely visit if you can, attend our events. We do stuff, we attend college fairs, we do workshops at Coast Guard units around the country, and we run a bunch of campus programs in the fall and spring here at the Academy. So if you can make it out, definitely do that. I would say academically, what we're really looking for, we're a test optional institution. So, whether you have SAT or ACT scores, we're not necessarily looking as hard at those as we are at your high school transcript. And what we really want to see on that high school transcript is calculus, chemistry, and physics. Even if you're a government major like I was, you're going to take those 3 courses your first year, and you better be ready for them because your first year is going to be pretty hectic, and you got to have that grounding in those STEM core courses to be able to succeed here. So if you have success in those 3 courses, if you're taking them at honors level or AP, even better. But I would say by and large, those are kind of the 3 core academic courses that we're looking for. And then in addition, we have a physical fitness exam that I would recommend training for early. So all that stuff is online on our website. It's a 3-part exam, 1.5-mile run, cadence push-ups, and 2-minute sit-ups. So that's kind of another big stumbling block. And then the last thing I would say is there's a lot of optional stuff in the application, optional resume, optional letters of recommendation, optional personal statements. Take advantage of that. Tell us why you're interested in the Academy, and not only the Academy, but the Coast Guard as a service, and show us that you've done your homework is really what we're looking for.
How long has the Coast Guard Academy been test optional?
So we started, I think, when I got here, 2020. We did like a half and half. So we have an early action, a non-binding early action admission period, and then a regular admission. So that first year we just did test optional for regular admission, not for early action. And then the next year we went across the board, and we've done that for the past couple of years here.
And you found that there was not a predicted value in the test score?
Not necessarily. I think we know that it's a single data point in time, and B, there are definitely some advantages and disadvantages based on communities, socioeconomic status, and other factors that can affect those scores that we shouldn't really be, factoring into our evaluation of a candidate.
More and more high school students are taking a deeper dive into the sciences and mathematics. It's quite possible to see a college student have not only AB, but BC calculus, multivariate, taken advanced chemistry and advanced chemistry, the same thing with physics. Are you seeing more of that? And it doesn't help to have that little bit extra.
We are, and it certainly does. I would say, again, once you get, I would say having those base level courses are what we're looking for across the board. And then how far you go from that, if you got multivariable calculus, then I'm really not worried. Really what we're looking for there is to get that kind of, warm and fuzzy that you're going to be okay your first year at the academy. When you're taking those classes, you're not going to struggle. So you've seen this material before. It's not necessarily totally new to you. So yeah, the higher level you have, the better. But I would also say, like, if you want to be a government major or a management major or something like that, then you don't have to necessarily go crazy on all those core STEM courses. You can branch out and take some courses that relate more to your desired major. So like if you're taking a political science course, then go AP there instead of going to multivariable calculus or something like that. So, and I would say, especially for our more difficult engineering majors like electrical engineering, naval architecture, those are the ones where we're really looking like, hey, are you going all out for calculus? Are you going all out for physics and that kind of stuff? So
do you ask applicants to choose a major when they apply?
We ask for a primary and a secondary major. Yes. So we appoint students into their desired major.
Have you ever seen like naval architecture as the first choice and political science as the second?
Oh yeah, all the time. So, and I mean, there is a little bit of, slippage from students that enter as one of those more difficult majors and are kind of realize that maybe something else is right for them. And I think it's going to be even more so now as the academy is shifting to not just a academic department model, but a schools model. So we're going to have 3 schools where all those, with each one with a dean, where all of those majors fall under. So a School of Engineering, School of Sciences and Humanities, and then a School of Management and Professional Development. So
could that mean new majors as well?
It will, I think, in the future, not right off the bat. And I think possibly minors as well, which is not something that we necessarily currently offer. But I think that model will give us the opportunity to branch out academic offerings a little bit more. So
now this summer you have rising high school seniors coming to the academy to check it out. How does your summer experience differ from, say, the Naval Academy?
Yeah, so it differs a lot. So the Coast Guard Academy summer program is called the Academy Introduction Mission, AIM. Happens every year in July, the first 3 weeks of July in person. And then we'll have a virtual program a couple of days during the last week of July for anyone who wasn't able to attend in person. And the application process is February to April. So what the program offers is essentially a full week-long test drive of the Coast Guard Academy. We will put you through your paces in terms of what it's like to be a freshman at the academy. So you're going to get a taste of that environment. You're going to do the physical training part of things, and you're also going to do the academic side of things. So we have a bunch of engineering exercises and projects that we do with the kids that come. And then a lot of informational stuff about the academy as well. But it is probably the most intense and immersive of the other service academy programs. Those are largely kind of seminar based and project based, so it's more of an academic exercise than anything else. But ours is kind of a full immersion in what it will be like to be a freshman at the academy.
So the virtual part, are you going to do virtual fitness?
We do, yeah. So we have workouts that we do, kind of do like the physical fitness exam together. It's something that we developed kind of during COVID because we had to go all virtual for a point there, and something that we've decided to keep because I think it offers people the opportunity even if they can't travel. Not the same as being in person, but it's the best we can do for those that are interested.
So you'll have little Zoom squares of people doing push-ups or doing
Pretty
pull-ups,
much.
things like
Yeah. So we do it that way. And then we also just have kind of we develop a workout for them, give it to them and give them a period to do it. And then they come back and we kind
And
of review it.
how does the admissions process work compared to the other academies? I know you don't have to do a congressional nomination, and now
Yep.
I just learned it's test optional. What other differences are there?
I think those are probably two of the big three. So the big three would be, as you said, congressional nomination not required for the Coast Guard Academy. Number two, test optional. And then number three is our physical fitness exam is different from what the other academies use. So the PFE physical fitness exam, 1.5 mile run, cadence push-ups, and 2-minute sit-ups. It's out of 300. Each event is a max of 100 points. The other academies use I think it's 5 or 6 part candidate fitness assessment. Which is a little bit different. So it doesn't really translate to ours. Ours is a little bit more simple and anyone can administer it for applicants. So
Is that also due to the mission of the Coast Guard versus the other branches of the military?
I don't know the reason why we have a different, it's been like that for a while, I guess. Even since I was applying to the academy, they've had a different physical fitness exam. I think it just mirrors better the Coast Guard's like actual physical fitness standards.
Okay.
So even while you're in the service, like it's pretty similar to a physical fitness exam that you would take, whether you were trying to get qualified as on a certain position within the service. It's kind of similar to, and I think it's just simpler in general. So it's another thing of many things that we offer that kind of streamline the process, like not having to get a congressional nomination or take an SAT.
Now, people who are thinking about serving in, say, the Navy, they have an option of looking at a school that has naval ROTC versus going to the Naval Academy. If a college student wants to serve in the Coast Guard but may not want to go to the Coast Guard Academy, do they have other options?
Yeah, absolutely. GoCoastGuard.com would be kind of the place where all those programs reside. But yeah, I mean, outside of enlisting, there's a ton of other officer programs that we offer. So kind of the big ones are the College Student Pre-Commissioning Initiative, CSPI, which works with specific schools. And you can kind of get some of your school paid for in exchange for eventually commissioning when you graduate after going through like an orientation program here at the academy. There's also Officer Candidate School, OCS, which is a 17-week program, also happens here at the academy. And the qualification for that is having a bachelor's degree already. So you get your bachelor's degree, come here for 17 weeks of orientation and indoctrination, and then you commission as a Coast Guard officer. So there are definitely a few more paths, whether it's, we get a lot of people that go through the maritime school graduate program. So if you go to one of the maritime schools around the country, Cal Maritime, SUNY Maritime, there are a bunch of them, that can lead to a path to the Coast Guard as well. So a lot of rivers to get to the ocean, to use a maritime analogy there.
It's an interesting point, because with an OCS type opportunity, will the Coast Guard look to the academic major given the needs of the service?
So we have a different program for that, actually. So we have a direct commission officer program, which is that's where we would kind of look at what kind of degree you have specifically, not necessarily just having a bachelor's degree as a qualification. So direct commission is like, if you're a lawyer or if you're an IT specialist and you have a degree in that field, and the Coast Guard needs that type of person, then it's a shorter, I think it's like a 5 to 8 week course, depending on which program you're talking about. But yeah, we do have those opportunities as well. If you get kind of a specialized degree that the Coast Guard is looking for, we kind of update those regularly to show what we need. But yeah, that's also an option.
So if I were an engineering graduate from Rutgers, let's say mechanical engineering
Yep.
versus a political science major,
Sure.
they would like me better if I was a mechanical engineer, I would imagine.
Yeah, there is a direct commission engineering program as well. So I know engineering, IT, and law are kind of some of the bigger ones now that we have needs for, that we're looking to fill through that program.
Is nursing another, by chance? Or you have
So not necessarily. The Coast Guard right now gets all of our medical services through the Public Health Service.
Okay.
So we don't have our own doctors yet as a service like the others do. But we are kind of moving in that direction. So the Coast Guard Academy is sort of laying the groundwork for future kind of pre-med opportunities. And we actually did send our first Coast Guard officer to the United States Health Services School in Maryland there pretty recently. So
And do graduates remain on active duty or stay in reserves after they finish their 5-year obligation?
Yeah, so after the 5-year obligation, obviously they can stay on active duty if they want, and we have an 85% retention rate, if you want to call it. The 85% of Coast Guard Academy graduates stay past that 5-year commitment on active duty. So pretty indicative, I think, of rewarding work that they do in the service and wanting to stay on. But yes, there is the option to go into the reserves as well after that 5-year commitment.
What rank do people attain after 5 years, and what rank would they attain if they were the typical person at
Sure.
85%?
Yeah. So typically you're an 03, so you'll be promoted twice in that first 5-year window. So pretty quick. First promotion happens after about 18 months. And then the next one, about 4-year mark, you're getting promoted to 03.
And the ranks are similar to the Navy, like ensign, lieutenant?
Yeah, same ensign, lieutenant, junior grade, lieutenant, lieutenant commander, commander, captain, admiral. So pretty much the same as the Navy.
So in a few years, will you be Admiral Borruso?
I don't know about that, but yeah, to do what the path that I'm kind of on is, doing my 20 years for retirement and then getting out. You'd retire typically as an 05 after that time frame, or an 06 potentially. But yeah, so I think that's as far as I'll go.
Last question. I read that you were a 2010 graduate of the Academy. How has the education changed since you started and finished your education?
Yeah, so it's changed a lot, I think. I mean, I think we're still, the STEM focus hasn't changed. The majors are similar. We have added the cyber systems major that wasn't around when I was here. And so that is kind of to fill a direct need in the Coast Guard. And I would say we're also more focused on a retention model here than an attrition model, which might have been more of the model when I was here. So my class started with about 300 and ended with less than 200. Whereas now, we're seeing kind of single-digit percentages in terms of attrition. So I think we have kind of shifted our focus to this being more of kind of a hiring process, I would say. So, we've recognized that if we're appointing someone to the Coast Guard Academy, we're not just appointing them to a college, we're hiring them into the service. So we've obviously seen something in them that we think is valuable to the service and can be molded into a Coast Guard leader. So I think we've built up kind of the support systems pretty significantly in the 12 years it's been since I graduated, and even more significantly in kind of the 20 or 30 years since, like my boss has graduated. So I think that's kind of the biggest difference. The academic programs, I think, have, certainly modernized, and internship opportunities are much more prevalent now. But I would say probably the biggest difference between then and now is kind of that focus to retaining cadets, supporting them more holistically while they're here for those 4 years.
I'm glad to hear that, because I had to wonder, if someone left, what do they owe the Coast Guard for the time that they've spent? What they owe the Coast Guard for the time they spend there?
If they leave before completing their first 2 years, they don't owe anything. But after that, they will owe some amount of service on the enlisted side, typically, just based on how long they've been at the academy. So.
And can students who began their education in another college or community college transfer?
Yes, but they start as freshmen. So
Okay.
there's no like transfer credits or anything like that. So everybody kind of starts at the ground level.
Even in the engineering corps, if you started as engineering at your
Yes, yeah. So the one thing I would say is when you first get here, there's kind of the opportunity to take placement tests and validate certain courses and stuff like that. So while we don't accept transfer credits, there is the opportunity to kind of show that you don't need to take those basic level courses again.
This has been a very educational thing for me. There was a lot I didn't know, and I probably would not have found on my own. So I really appreciate the time. If school counselors, people like me, parents and students would like to contact you, what's the best way to do that?
Yeah, I will give you my email, cell phone number, and desk number. Any of those ways work. Whatever works for people, I'm happy with. So call, text, email, however is easiest for you to reach me. So.
And that's on the Academy website. I can just
it is, yeah.
Okay,
I'm the first name in the admissions officers tab, so I'm right there.
So I'm going to provide a link to you.
Okay.
and which is something I don't do with other schools. It's
I
not,
would like you to
a
do
lot
it
of
if you
schools
can.
don't, a lot of schools don't do it.
So,
And I'd
yeah.
like to do it this time because I think there's a lot that people have to learn that they're not going to learn just in 20 minutes with me or listening
Definitely.
to videos that people have produced. There's been some really good material. There's probably been better material on the Coast Guard Academy than the vast majority of schools that I've
Yeah,
learned about.
the other services get a lot of free propaganda, like the Top Gun movie that just came out. So we have to make up for that with better information on ours.
Well, there are pilots in the Coast Guard too, aren't there?
Oh yeah, we have actually the largest percentage of pilots as a percentage of the officer corps. So technically, if you get into the Coast Guard Academy, you got a better chance of becoming a pilot than you would in the Navy or the Air Force.
So someone could be a Top Gun out of the Coast Guard.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have fighter jets, but you'll be pulling people out of the water instead of just flying training missions all the time. So I think that's the advantage of the Coast Guard.
So Tony, thank you for the time.
Absolutely.
For everyone listening, if you're serious about a military academy, this is one that you'll want to learn about. It's very different, but it has a mission that will mean a lot to many people. It's saving lives, keeping our country secure, and keeping our water safe. Oh, I thank you again, Tony. Thank you, and I hope everyone out there who is serious about a military or a security role in defending protecting our country considers the Coast Guard Academy. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.